You read the title, so you know what it is. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so as the title suggests, I'm gonna be installing these seats today, the regular seat and the passenger seat. I do have some other things here with it that I'll probably do separate videos on. I've got the passenger pegs, my license plate relocation bracket. I've got some PPF that I'm going to attempt to make or wrap my tank in, keep it from getting scratched. So let's get into this seat. Let's get into this seat install. All right, so I've got the factory seat that came on it. This one's fairly soft, fairly comfortable, but in order to do this rear seat, make it look right, I got a matching set from C.C.Rider. This seat actually is quite a bit firmer, so we'll see how it actually rides. But taking this seat off is fairly simple. Actually pull at the front and just slide forward. So it's got one little catch here and the hooks on the back. So that takes that off. The real task is gonna be putting the passenger seat on. You gotta take these rear pieces off and mount that. So let's get into it. So for the rear seat, you will have to take off these. Obviously, it takes a 6mm to unbolt it, and then the rear seat will actually go through these little rubber spots here and get mounted underneath. So let's get to taking that off. Got the other side off because I am filming the license plate bracket at the same time. So once you get both sides off, that kind of leaves the rear fender. Rear fender's loose at that point. Ever curious what's under there? That's what that looks like. So rear fender, and then I actually didn't see any bolts to hold the seat on in the box. So the seat is actually going to go here, get bolted down there, but I didn't see any hardware, so I'm gonna go look back through that box, see if I can't find any bolts, and then if I don't, luckily at the shop here I've got some over there that I can probably use to hold this down. So I'll be back in a second. Over at our bolt bin, and we do have what I need. So I'm just going with the exact same style that was holding the fender, or well, whatever you want to call it, fender, side piece, whatever. But that size is an M8 1.25 by 20mm. So then I'm probably going to grab a couple washers, maybe some lock washers, and get this thing mounted. Sorry, I'm not holding the camera very well, huh? So yeah, get back with y'all in a second. I got my bolts, and I would recommend some thread locker. This is just blue, so it should be easy to take off. And then, so I'm gonna put that on the threads whenever I tighten this thing down. So, grab the rear seat here. You got two mounts, obviously. And this should fit. Fits right over it. And then I need to set some stuff down, but a little bit of Loctite on it. I got the same thing to the side. Get them all hand started. So once seat's all on there, then I can tighten everything down all at the same time. So it's not sitting funny, holding funny. So I got that mounted. Whenever I was tightening down the screws, I pulled up on the back side of the seat to try to make sure it was kind of sitting flat or up the best that I could. Just make sure you get these good and tight. Don't over tighten them because you will strip it out. That is going into aluminum, so be kind of careful, but you do want them snug so they don't back out, obviously. So before you bolt these back up, you'll have to take this little rubber insert out, and that clears these holes so the seat bracket's clear. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna adjust my coilovers because I do plan on upgrading them to a different style. But for now, they already ride kind of crappy. I don't feel like they're far enough apart. Like you only got like an inch of travel, probably less once I'm sitting on it. So I'm gonna extend those out because I will be adding a passenger and that will be adding weight. So it'll want to bottom out even more, harsher ride. So I'll probably do another video on that, adjusting the coilovers once I get this seat done. Yeah, so let's get these back on, get this main seat back in and see what it looks like. Rear seat, I'm on the left-hand side, I guess you would call it. I'm doing the license plate bracket at the same time. I think I've said that a couple times now. But on this rear fender, I've got that side bolted down. It's wanting to kind of hit back here. So I'm gonna have to like lift up on this fender and try to fight this at the same time without pinching my license plate light wire. So I'm probably gonna fight this off camera. I just thought I wanted to mention that there might be a little bit of a fight trying to get this back bolt in, whichever side you do last. The fender does kind of want to hit here, so it's going to take some manipulation to get this all tucked up in there. I've already kind of test fitted this once and it's kind of tight putting it on. This little clip wasn't in the right spot when I got it, so I had to fix this clip. But this slides into underneath the fender, and then this goes to the little nub here. So you kind of gotta force it back and then down. So let's make sure I got my fingers in there, and then so now that the passenger seat's here, it makes it even harder. All right. So it's like off. So I need to like force the seat back to get it to snap on. So I'm gonna try to do that off camera. Okay, so I knew these went under the fender, but actually there's an opening down here. So there's two little openings, might be hard to see on camera, that both of these little fingers fit down in. So you gotta make sure you are pushing far enough down that those lock in and let the seat slide back and it snaps right on. So once you do know the trick, it pops on pretty easy. So there it is. All right guys, so that's all installed now. Oh, well, this is some wrap, clear protective stuff that I'm gonna try to wrap the tank here and keep from scratching it. But I actually think it turned out pretty good. I do have passenger pegs I will be installing today. It's just, I'm gonna do another video for that. And then I did, with this white stitching, I know it's gonna get dirty and I'm probably just gonna go ahead and dye that stitching black. I don't know if I'm gonna do it today or what, but I did get a fabric marker to do that in the future. But I'm probably gonna go test ride this, see how that seat feels. I'll probably do an update review video on the seat just so to let everybody know how I feel about it, how it rides and how it feels. But I think that's gonna be it for this one. Be sure to check out the other videos, like and subscribe. Until next time.